Hey guys, what is up? This is Jones from The Jones Show, bringing you another video here today, and it will be on Modern Warfare, okay? Now, today I'll be ranking ARs from the worst AR to the best AR. Now, I want to let you guys know that I'm going to be making videos go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday to help you become a better COD player. Now, I do want to get this out of the way, guys. I do stream on Twitch. There will be a link in the description below. I stream weekdays in the evening, Eastern Standard Time. Now, let's get into ranking these ARs from worst to best. Okay guys, first AR on the list, which is a bad thing in this scenario, is the FAL. Okay, now one of the biggest cons I have with this gun is that it doesn't justify the single shot power output. What I mean by that is, since it's a single shot gun, it doesn't justify the power that it outputs. Because usually single shot guns have a lot of damage to make up for the fact that they're single shot, not automatic, okay? Now, the recoil is hard to control at times as well. This gun is really jumpy when you start to shoot it. And the movement speed is mediocre at best, guys. It's not really the worst, it's not really the best, it's kind of meh, middle of the road here. And another con that I have about this gun is the burst mode is very inconsistent, just like the next AR I'm going to mention. Now, the pros of this gun. Now, it rewards players that have fast trigger fingers. Okay, so if you have a fast trigger finger, this gun is for you. It'll reward you for that. Even though the fact that it doesn't have much damage, if you can shoot 3 shots really fast, it will reward you in the fact that you do have a fast trigger finger. Now, I'm going to show you guys attachments for this gun, and attachment guide is just a guide. These are not my go-to attachments. These are just a baseline to help you guys become a better player, and maybe you might like this setup the most. I'm not for sure, and you can use it from there. So the attachments I have for this gun are on the muzzle, I have the muzzle brake. On the underbarrel, I have the Commando foregrip. The rear grip, I have the triple grip tape. The optic, which is obviously personal preference, but for me, on this gun, I like the GI Mini Reflect. And the stock, I like the FSS Close Quarter. Alright guys, on to the next gun, and it is the FR. Okay, most of you guys know this gun as the FAMAS from earlier CODs. Let me tell you something, this gun is nothing like the FAMAS in Modern Warfare 2. It's way worse. Anyway, so the cons of this gun is the biggest one for me. The burst is very inconsistent. Okay, sometimes I'll shoot somebody and I'll hit them with all 3 shots from the burst and they don't die, and then sometimes I kill them. It's just very inconsistent. Now, the rate of the burst makes this gun more of a post-up weapon, and what I mean by that is the rate of the burst is so much slower than the FAMAS from MW2, it's not even funny. It is crazy, and because of that, you'll lose most of your gunfights because of the rate of fire. Okay, unless you're super close, you hit somebody with all 3 shots, maybe 2 in the head, you're going to lose your gunfight just simply because of the rate of fire of this gun. Now, the pros of this gun: it is great for holding lanes if you're posted up behind cover. It is incredible. This gun is very accurate as far as hitting its shots, and it's better for slower players. So it's going to benefit players that like to, hold lanes, maybe when they're playing domination, hold a flag from a certain area, like on Piccadilly, maybe hold it like top shop, that window, watch over mid-map, stuff like that. That's what's going to benefit you, is to hold lanes because if you're a slower player. Alright guys, now to go into the attachments. This is a baseline for like every map. Like I said before, these are all opinionated, the list and the attachments. I'm just trying to give you a baseline to make you a better player. So we're going to get into the barrel, which is the FR 24-inch sniper barrel. On the underbarrel, I rock the Commando foregrip. On the rear grip, I use the triple grip tape. As the optic, I use the Solo Zero Mini Reflex. And for the stock, I use the FSS Tac Wrap. Alright guys, next gun on their list is the Odin. Okay, now the biggest con for me about this gun is that the movement speed is extremely poor. Its mobility is so bad. It's like you're carrying around a rocket launcher. It is not a running gun weapon at all. It's like so clunky, I guess would be the word for it. Now, and also big thing about this is the recoil and accuracy are very hard to control, but I'm going to show you some attachments that can help you counteract that later when I talk about the attachments for this gun. And the slow rate of fire will not catch you up in a gunfight. So what I mean by that is if you are in a gunfight and you miss your first shot with this gun, it could mean the fight. Now, obviously that's given for every gun, but especially for the Odin because its fire rate is so slow. Yes, it does have a lot of damage, but it is super slow as far as rate of fire. Now, the pros, it's designed for slow players, okay? Much like the FR, it's designed for slower players, like holding lanes, holding something, sitting behind cover, doing something like that. Now, it has great range and power. This gun is deadly from any range, but especially from longer ranges, and the power is just ridiculous. You will melt people from medium and short range with this gun, just solely based on the fact of its damage. Not necessarily the fire rate of how fast it'll kill, but the sheer power of this gun is just absolutely incredible. Now, going on for the attachments for this gun, for the barrel, I have the Odin Factory 810mm barrel. Underbarrel, I have a Ranger foregrip, but like I said, it's going to help you with your recoil control and your aiming stability. For rear grip, I have steel grip tape. Optic, I have GI Mini Reflex, and for the stock, I have the F-Tac XL Elite Comb. Alright guys, on to the next gun, and that is the M13. Alright, now, the cons for this gun, damage range is very limited on this gun. It is so bad for its range as far as the class of ARs. Now, the damage output is lower compared to other ARs listed, but what I'm going to give you about the pros makes up for those two cons that I just said somewhat. Okay, now, the pros, it has a very high rate of fire. Okay, it has a highest rate of fire on any other AR. Now, it's a very run and gun weapon, which means if you put on like an attachment like no stock and put on like triple grip tape, commando foregrip, stuff like that, shorter barrel, it can become a really run and gun, almost like a sub AR hybrid. It's absolutely crazy. Now, another pro about this gun is that it is extremely accurate from short, medium ranges. It is a laser from short and medium ranges, and it's kind of like you're up a level a little bit because of the rate of fire so good from there. But like I said, the biggest con about this is the damage range, or even the damage itself that it does, but it kind of makes up for it with the high rate of fire. Now, for the attachments on this gun, it's a little bit different than the ARs we've listed. The first attachment is on the muzzle. We go with a monolithic suppressor, and that's to give it that extra damage range that we need for this gun to compete with other ARs. On the barrel, we use a Tempest Marksman, also again to increase range. Underbarrel, we go Commander foregrip. Rear grip, we go triple grip tape, and the Optic GI Mini Reflex. Now we have the Scar. Guys, this is probably my favorite AR, even though it's not number one on my list. I love this gun. I think it's because of the nostalgia that I get from Modern Warfare 2. I love this gun on Modern Warfare 2, and I do love it on this game. It's just not quite the best. So, going into the cons, the ADS, which is aim down sight, is very slow compared to other weapons. And what I mean by other weapons is other weapons in the assault rifle category, okay? Movement speed is mediocre compared to other ARs, unless certain attachments like no stock are added. So movement speed is limited, ADS is slow, and you have your cons. Now, for the pros, high damage output, has a lot of damage. Better fire rate than the Odin, with arguably the same amount of damage. Might not say that on the game, but for me using it, you can easily tell that the Odin and Scar go hand in hand as far as damage goes. And it's accurate if the right attachments are put on, and what I love about this gun more than probably every other AR is I love the iron sights. I think the iron sights are incredible on this gun. Now for the attachments, a little bit different than we've seen before. So we have the muzzle, and I use a compensator. For the barrel, I use the Forged Tac 20-inch LB. For the underbarrel, I use Commando foregrip. Rear grip, I use triple grip tape. And the stock, I use the FSS close quarters. Now you notice that I didn't put an optic on there, and that's because of how much I love these iron sights on this gun. And you can get away with it from any range. These iron sights are incredible on this gun. Okay guys, next gun on the list. This is when it starts to get really complicated about ranking these guns, just because a lot of these are barely separated. So don't take offense if your gun isn't number 1, 2, or 3, or even on the 4th. You know, don't take offense to that. But my 4th gun on the list is the AK-47. Okay, now the reason for this, the cons, is the rate of fire is slower than the top tier weapons, which is the main reason why it's number 4 on my list. And it can be inaccurate at times, especially from long range. That's just because of the recoil and aiming stability that comes with this gun. But what I do like about this gun, as far as the pros go, is the high rate of damage and the higher fire rate than the Scar. I like it that it has a higher fire rate than the Scar. That's why it outranks the Scar in my opinion. It melts people at medium ranges and short ranges, and can be very high powered run and gun, just based on the fact that you can turn this gun into basically the AK-74U, or you can use this gun and play slow with it. So it has a lot of pros in the sense that you can play it and use it in very different ways. And I think another reason why I love this gun as well is that it's just a classic gun. It's been in COD 4, been in Call of Duty forever, and that's why I love it so much. As far as attachment goes, the barrel I use, or a barrel to go to, I should say, I shouldn't say use, I've been using a lot of that lately, or saying that a lot lately. But the barrel that I have is the 23-inch RPK barrel. The underbarrel I have a Commando foregrip. The rear grip I have triple grip tape. The optic I have a GI Mini Reflex, and for the stock I use a skeleton stock. The reason why I use that is because instead of just a regular like close quarter stock or whatever it may may be, is because I like the movement speed along with the aim down sight speed. Alright, the next AR is the Ram. Now I know some people might not have this gun because of the battle pass, but I'm still going to put it on here for people that do have it to understand, you know, how the ranking system is as far as where the Ram is placed among the other ARs. The only con that I really have for this gun is the damage range is limited when compared to some other ARs. It's obviously not as bad as the M13, but it is limited in a sense. Now for the pros for this, movement speed is above average, rate of fire is very high for an AR. It's not as high as M13, but it is very, very high for an AR. Damage at close and medium range is very, very good. For the attachments, okay, I have for the muzzle, monolithic suppressor. That's to increase the damage range, obviously. And then the barrel, I have the XRK Ranger. Under barrel, I have Commando foregrip. Rear grip, I have stippled grip tape. The stock, I have the XRK close quarters stock. Okay, and here we go. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of debate about what should be 1 and 2, and you guys both know the ARs that are sitting there. You have the M4 and then you have the Kilo. Which one should go second? Which one would go on top? Okay, so for number 2, I have the Kilo. And literally the only con I have for this gun is it doesn't have as high a fire rate as the M4. That is literally the only thing that I think separates these two at all. Okay, that's my only con with the Kilo. It is an absolute beast, so I'm going to go through some of the pros. Accurate from every range, good damage to fire rate combo, can be used in a variety of different ways as an AR. It can be used like the AK, it can be a running gun, it can be an M13, it can be a post-up weapon, it can be a hybrid in between the two. It can do it absolutely all. I love this gun, and like this gun, it's probably my second favorite iron sight behind the Scar and then the M4. So that's another plus to this gun. Now for the attachments, the barrel, I have the Singard Arms 19.8 inch barrel. For the underbarrel, I have Commando foregrip. Rear grip, I have stippled grip tape. Optic GI Mini Reflex. Stock FSS close quarters. Now you could replace the optic with maybe a laser if you wanted to, because the iron sight is so good on this gun, but maybe for precise aiming you might want to just keep the optic on there. It's up to you guys. You can take this gun and make it your own however you want to do it, but the iron sight is excellent on this gun. Alright guys, now for the number 1 AR on my list, the granddaddy of them all, and is without a doubt the M4. The only con that I really have about this gun is that recoil has become tougher because of the nerfs it has received in the past, which it really did need the nerfs that it got, because it was just, it was a cheat code there for a while in the game. Now for the pros, I have perfect rate of fire to damage combo. Time to kill is just extremely fast, and it's from any range too. Can melt any player from any range. Like I said, long, short, medium, does not matter. It will melt everybody and anything in its path. It has a higher fire rate than the Kilo, which separates them in my opinion. So the only reason that the M4 is slightly higher than the Kilo is because the time to kill. It's a little bit faster with the M4 just because of the fire rate, even though the Kilo has better damage. And with the right attachments, this gun is a laser from all distances. You can make it a running gun. You can make it from distance with like an M16 stability stock on the end of it. I mean, you can do just absolutely everything with this gun, anything that you want to do with it. It is just by far, in my opinion, the best AR. The Kilo and the M4 are really close, but it just barely outmans the Kilo based on the time to kill. So for the attachments, for the barrel, I have the stock M16 Grenadier barrel. For the underbarrel, I have the Ranger foregrip. The rear grip, I have the stippled grip tape. The optic, I have the GI Mini Reflex, and for the stock, I have the Forge Tac CQS. Now guys, I did hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said guys, I will be posting videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I do stream on Twitch during the weekdays, evening time, Eastern Standard Time. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and all my videos will be circled around how to help you become a better COD player, guys. If you did appreciate the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd like to get up to like 5-10 likes if you could. That'd be incredible, guys. I really appreciate if you stuck around this long to see what the top AR was in my opinion. And guys, I'm out of here until the next one, and peace.